Need some coins to that God Squad you've always wanted? Check out mudpacks.com where you guys can open up exciting packs, win tons of mud coins, and withdraw the coins to your account. Use code ZIRK for 15% off.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
Trying to adjust the new 6 AP offense and defense has definitely caused some issues for my team, and I'm sure your guys' team as well. So today I wanted to go over what I actually did to my team to make it fit 6 AP. And there was a lot of changes. Now, I do want to give a shout out to Andre for being a part of the Noti Gang. If you guys want a chance to shout out the next video, drop a like in the vid. Make sure you guys are subbed to the channel, turn notification bell on, and comment down below. Noti Gang. Also, as I'm sure you guys probably know by now, but I am still currently away in Vegas with some other Madden content creators. With that being said, though, Underdog Fantasy has been doing a ton of specials recently, and there was this special available on Friday. Honestly, there may even be a new special available right now by the time you guys are watching this video, but I am unsure. However, I do know they definitely plan on doing some more specials very, very soon. So if you guys want to check out Underdog Fantasy, you can use code ZIRK to match first deposit up to $100, and follow me over on Twitter for my NBA picks. If I don't have NBA picks today, I will definitely be sharing with you guys my dad's NBA picks. Maybe I'll see what I can do and cook something up. So let's take a look at the team and what I did to change things up. As you guys can see, we are a 99 overall, but there have definitely been some changes made here, okay? So number one, I think it's important to know what kind of player you are offensively and defensively now that we are reduced to 6 AP, right? Because you kind of, could fit in if you were a big runner of the football and passer, well, you could kind of make them both fit. Now I kind of feel like you have to really get down to what exactly is your scheme to make this 6 AP fit. So number one, Aaron Rodgers is by far the best quarterback in the game now by getting the God stack of, set feet lead, fearless, Howard Master, and Gunslinger for only 2 AP. Yes, I did pay 1.6 million coins for this card. I think actually 1.8 million is what I paid for him, which I think is ridiculous. And, if I didn't have 40 million coins, there's no way I would. You guys know that. I am cheap. I don't like buying cards for more than like 1 million coins, absolutely max. But with AP being 6 right now, Rodgers might be, aside from CeeDee Lamb, I think, the most valuable card in the game because you save 1 AP and everybody needs a good quarterback. So although I prefer the Slinger 3 release, having Aaron Rodgers here to get this stack for only 2 AP instead of 3, I can live with the Slinger 1. Now, running back, what did I do here? Well, Gus Edwards, I actually used to have Tank on him. I now took that off. Now, I feel like the freight train ability is just too good to not use. I feel like if you can fit it into your team, it's still really good. And then backfield master is 0 and short and elite, they are both 0. Now you can see here he gets tank for 1, goal line back and bruiser, and over here he gets bruiser for 1, evasive, leapfrog. So you got to run backfield master on him. Pretty much makes him a better receiving back. I am more of a passer. When I could fit in tank, I would throw tank on him, to be able to get that there. And whenever I run the ball, he'll break those hit stick tackles. But as someone who passes the ball more than I run, I still feel like giving the freight train to him is essential. But I had to make a sacrifice and no tank on the running back. Now let's take a look at the receivers. What changed over here? Well, we have Calvin Johnson, which I used to run this same ability setup on him with deep out, short out, but I also had route tech on him as well for 1 AP. I had to take that off. I feel like the KOs, a lot of people are going to be running KOs, whatever, so I will sacrifice being able to necessarily get separation on certain routes with being able to still hang on to those balls on the outside with deep out. Again, it's all about scheme, right? Your scheme is going to determine what you need to run, especially when it's only 6 AP. CeeDee Lamb, as I said, this card's just incredible because he's the only receiver in the game to get short out and short in for 0 AP. Now, I throw to CeeDee the most at any receiver that I have, and I really rely on him getting open for my scheme. So route tech for me, I felt like I had to use the 1 AP on that and be able to fit that into the team. And then over here with Randy Moss, we have 0 AP on him, but we have route tech and deep outs. That's what I'm running on him. We do have a secure protector right here on John Madden. We have a nasty streak on Ezra. At center, we have Marquise Pouncey with identifier and nasty streak. Right guard, we have Zach Martin, Polar Elite. May look to switch off Zach Martin here soon. And then right tackle, Darnell Wright. I told you guys about this card over on Twitter. This card's actually pretty crazy. Taking a look at the stats, and then 90 speed with 98 excel. Yeah, That card is pretty crazy. And then, of course, at tight end, we have Gronk with Jordan, as well as George Kittle with honorary lineman. At fullback as well, Keith Smith with honorary lineman on him. So that's the offense. That's how I fit in 6 AP on offense. And honestly, I think defensively is harder to fit the 6 AP than offense. Over here, really, all we did was take off Tank on Gus Edwards, removed a couple abilities from the receivers. We took off Deep Out on Gronk. To be honest, I just kind of had it there because I had the extra AP anyways, and that was pretty much the only changes, and of course I had to get a new QB. Defensively, this is where we're going to have issues, okay? Because I had to remove a lot of KOs. And I kind of had to change up my scheme in general, and I'll explain that. So, you guys can see the abilities that we do have. We are still running on Maniac, the inside stuff for 0, but the Unstoppable Force. I also am still running George Karlaftis with Unstoppable Force and Double Me, which is also free. Now, beforehand, I had inside stuff on Karlaftis, and here's what I would do. I would have Shaquille Leonard on the outside. I would have Karlaftis and John Madden on the interior with LT on the edge with a double or nothing and edge threat elite there for a total of 0 AP is just crazy. Well, with me having to save the AP, I couldn't spend 1 AP on inside stuff on Karlaftis to make everything that I need kind of fit for my scheme. So I have now switched around my scheme, and I'm going to be running Dexter Lawrence now at DT as well. So on the inside now, I'm going to have John Madden and Dexter Lawrence, and on the outside, I'm going to have Shaquille Leonard and Karlaftis. Now, once Karlaftis is done being activated, I'm going to swap him out with Lawrence Taylor, and then we'll just keep rotating through pretty much there. And let's say I get up really, really big on my opponent, and I know he's not running the football. I'm subbing out Dexter Lawrence, and Karlaftis is going to go back on the inside to be a better pass rusher, since he is just a lot faster there from the interior than Dexter Lawrence. So definitely going to be very interesting to see how this works. It's better to have the Unstoppable Forces on the edges anyways, to be honest with you guys, but I didn't mind having them on the interior, and it kind of worked out, but I really needed to not spend any AP on inside stuff, but still have 2 0 AP inside stuffs. So Karlaftis and Shaquille Leonard, they'll be on the edges, and then Lawrence Taylor will kind of be a rotational player. He'll come in and out, right? Safeties, Sean Taylor, only pick artist. I do not have deep out zone KO on him anymore. Kevin Byard, we have a pick artist and also acrobat as well. And then as my users, we had 2 acrobats with Ryan Neal and Isaiah Palameo. We no longer have acrobat on Ryan Neal. Could not fit it in. I also don't have an extra token here, I don't believe, with Game Changers to, unfortunately so, be able to add it in and get, Crusher for 0, which would have been really, really good to have on it. I still wanted to have 1 acrobat out here, and I decided that should be Isaiah because that's mostly who I user. So I want to have that acrobat on my user, and then corners, Dion. He gets pick artist, acrobat, and deep out zone KO for only 1. Flat zone KO and pick artist on Night Train, and deep out zone KO as well as pick artist on Sherman for 1. So that's kind of what I decided to do, was make sure I keep the KOs on my corner, the guys that are going to be out there and making plays in the ball. Now, having Sean without deep out zone KO, I think is going to hurt me a little bit, but somewhere, some way, you're going to get hurt by this, right? You either have to go away from using like the AK Unstoppable Forces, which I just feel like are too good, or I would have personally had to use like no acrobats on my users, and I feel like acro was just so good, especially since I've kind of learned how to use it as a user, and it just helps me so much. I'd rather have acrobat on my user than deep out zone KO on Sean Taylor or Kevin Byard as well. So that's kind of how the scheme is. Myles Garrett, he hasn't touched the field for me in like, I don't know, months. He just doesn't play, so don't worry about him. Middle linebackers, I also don't use middle linebackers, but they're just there. So that's kind of how I've changed things around. And then special teams as well, we still have Legotron and Jake Gillian. Obviously, they didn't change anything here. Naheem Hines, he still has return man. So that's kind of how I've done things with my defense, with my offense. I am still using 2 Unstoppable Forces, and I'm still using Gus the Bus on offense, but definitely more focused on passing the football offensively, and defensively, kind of just hoping the pass rush can get in still. And then the KOs will do what the KOs will do. So with that being said, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video. And if you did, make sure you guys drop a like in the video. And of course, hit that sub button down below. I think this gameplay is definitely going to be really interesting. It's going to be really, really cool to see how people kind of go about it. But let me know down below how you guys change around your scheme to fit this in. If you guys enjoyed this video, check out these.